Welcome to Cash Content and Chaos, hosted by Katherine. This is the podcast where we talk tax news, current events, the spicy industry, and interview people who actually have something interesting to say. New look, same chaos. Let's get into it. People see the content, the clients, the chaos, but no one sees the systems holding it all together. I am not a natural systems girly. I am chaotic. I have ADHD. I am a creative. Okay, hence the name of the podcast. You've all been warned. But today I'm going to pull back the curtain a little bit on every tool that we use to run Prisma Tax and The Only Consultant. So I'm a double business owner, little flex. The Only Consultant is a brand. That's where I run the affiliates through. That's where I started. And then I built Prisma Tax to answer and fulfill the tax needs that The Only Consultant was generating. So initially I was outsourcing it to different CPA firms, but then I got to a point where I actually could build our own. I have two businesses for many reasons. The biggest one, I was concerned initially that if I ever took on investors or a business partner, I didn't want anyone having any ownership in The Only Consultant other than yours truly, because it is so closely tied to my identity. And I do feel like it is like a piece of my soul. And then also I have like the spicy persona and the vanilla, So like if I am at a real estate networking event in Houston, I'm going to hand the Prisma Tax card. Obviously, they're going to find out I'm spicy adjacent, but in that moment, it's like a traditional accounting firm. So I kind of have like the dual brands, but really all the employees work under Prisma Tax. The Only Consultant is just me. I have like a couple contractors here and there. It's like where I pay for, photo shoots out of random things related to the brand. But let's talk about the tech stack that runs this whole thing. So from the top, I want to talk about Zoho One. They sell it as an all-in-one platform, cloud platform for your needs. This was brought to me by an IT person that we had hired. I had never heard of it before, but basically it's a CRM, client relationship manager. So it's like our hub of people. And then from there, there's like these spin-off apps. There's 21 apps. It's a pretty good price. I think it's like $500 per seat per year. But honestly, you guys, a lot of these apps are very mediocre. There's a handful that are stellar and it's totally worth it. So we use Zoho CRM, Zoho Forms, which is kind of like a Google form. So our RSVP form, client application, if we need additional information from you, our end-to-end encrypted form, that's going to be a Zoho moment. Zoho Sign, that's how we sign contracts, engagement letters. It's how you're signing your tax returns. It's like DocuSign. And then Zoho Click, which we used to use for internal team messaging, but now it's kind of transitioned to just be for notifications. So if someone signs their e-file form, we get a Zoho Click notification internally. So we're not chatting with each other there. It's straight notifications. And we also use Zoho Social for social media scheduling. There's a lot of talk about if social media likes scheduling or not. It doesn't work with TikTok because I'm set up as a creator and not a business. So we don't use it for TikTok. I use it to schedule posts for my backup Instagram because the stakes are not as high. And then for LinkedIn and Twitter. Moving into the tax work itself, Rake, that's our professional tax prep software that we use, industry standard. Then we use Microsoft. We are a Microsoft environment. So The Only Consultant is actually in Google. And then Prisma Tax is in Microsoft. We used to all be in Google, but really accounting firms should be in Microsoft because it's like Excel, how things should be done. It's multi-factor, whatever. So we migrated a couple years ago, Prisma Tax, to Microsoft. So we're using that for SharePoint. That's like our file document organization. And then Teams is how we're chatting internally. And that's where we take our daily calls. For project management, to make sure we do not drop the ball with a full team, hundreds of clients, calls all the time, ClickUp. ClickUp is critical to our organization because this was the first program that I purchased when I started this. As a reminder to the good people, I started this when I was 26. I only had entry-level experience at 2 CPA firms. I was an intern, and then I worked full-time for a year, and then I worked at the government. So I didn't know about project management at all. So ClickUp is like our source of truth. It's what we were using initially for a CRM, but it's really meant to be project management. So we have different lists. We have like a bookkeeping list, a tax prep list, potential clients, subscriptions, content. ClickUp is our main hub. It's how we are organizing all of our task lists as well, like individually. So it'll have what all admin's working on with the accountants, the bookkeepers, and we use Zapier, which is like, oh my God, how do I even explain it? It zaps things. It's an automator. It connects programs and makes things happen upon a trigger. So if someone sends in their RSVP form, which is in a Zoho form, Zapier triggers a task to start in ClickUp and it tags the appropriate people. So we log on in the morning, we go first to ClickUp and then to Teams to chat with each other. So that's like a very important hub. And ClickUp works in every single industry. Like the only thing that I'm talking to you about today that's accountant specific is Drake. ClickUp is an amazing, amazing, amazing project management tool and resource if you are just starting out and want to get a touch more organized. There's a bunch of AI things you can do in there. You can send emails directly from ClickUp. 5 stars, love it, will never leave it. Because I'm also a content creator myself, not just a tax person, we have programs for the content and the brand. Canva, obviously. So that's where we're creating carousels, social graphics, presentations I do, webinars. We have a brand kit in there. So I develop the brand kit. I have the ideation of what the posts should be. Sometimes I make the first couple posts, then I'll kick it to admin and assign them in ClickUp so that they know what to do and when it's due, but they're doing the actual work in Canva. Riverside, that's what we record the podcast on. So right now I'm actually recording this on my iPhone in a voice memo with a beautiful Rode Go microphone that I have. And then I'll upload it into Riverside. Admin will edit it, and then we will post it using Buzzsprout. That's how it gets to all of the platforms. And specifically Pages, like the Apple version of Word, is what I use to write scripts and brainstorm. For some reason, I find Pages very simple and not so overwhelming. Like Microsoft Word is probably better at the end of the day. Yeah, like I could do all these things, but it also confuses my brain. Pages is very simple. If I feel like I need to type something, that's where I'm coming up with ideas first, and then I'm going to move things in other places. AI, yep, we use it. I understand it takes a lot of water. I'm not downplaying that. However, in the world that we're in, if you don't embrace AI, you're going to get left behind. I didn't make that up. That's what's going on. So I initially started with ChatGPT, like probably a lot of us did, but I felt like it was turning into a yes man. I feel like it was telling me weird things. It was hallucinating. So I've kind of stepped back from chat a little bit. I even had it set to be like more skeptical, and it was still just like, I don't know, it's giving me kind of weird vibes. So chat is like the back burner. I use it for like a quick lookup, like how long do I cook an onion? Whatever, like something really quick, but like not that serious. Then I've been moving into Gemini and Claude. So Claude is like my number one bestie right now. We have a couple paid seats in the business. It's taken me some time to have Claude get to know me as well as Chat did, because, Chat and I just like went way back. But Claude's way more powerful. Really good for deep thinking, SOPs, more complex things. Like, for example, we used it to build a landing page, and it sent us, all these examples of how we can do it, and an audit. It gave us a score and a PDF on where to start. So I think it's good for like analysis, like very deep thinking. And then Gemini has kind of become like my new ChatGPT, using it a lot for content ideation, research, and I trust it because it's in Google's ecosystem. I feel like it has access to a lot, has access to Google stuff. So I'm leaning into Gemini right now. Claude's my number one. Chat is chat. I'll probably never be able to get rid of it forever, but they each have a lane. AI does not replace my team, does not replace humans. It makes us faster and helps us compound our efficiency for sure. I talked about landing pages. Our website is on Squarespace. I bought a template on Etsy and we just filled in our information. That's been very helpful. I use Acuity Squarespace for my calls for booked consultations and Stripe for payment processing. I also have the option for people to pay through PayPal if they want to book a call with me, and I think also Cash App. And now I think Stripe is offering Klarna, but it's no difference for us. It's like a Stripe thing. My Remarkable tablet is my paper replacement. This was also one of the first things that I purchased when I started a company. So it was like ClickUp and my Remarkable. Now I have the Remarkable Pro paper. I started with the Remarkable 2. It's the exact same idea. I have all of my notes on it. Every day I open it up, I put, the day of the week, the date, all of my meetings, what I need to do. It helps me triage things. You can also upload documents onto it and mark it up. It's a great place to just be with me and my thoughts because I'm still on my phone 18 hours a day, but I don't need TikTok on my tablet. Like an iPad just would not work for me. So I love, 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 love the Remarkable. I can also take a bunch of notes and email it to someone, which is helpful. It will convert it to text, but I feel like I want you to see my handwriting, old school. Also, it helps me maintain my handwriting because when else do you write anything? It's like a thing of the past. Kids these days, they will never know how to write in cursive. That's not what this is about. So we love the Remarkable. If you're someone who thinks on paper, but you don't want to carry around a bulky notebook or you lose things, this is absolutely worth it. So yeah, if you're a creator, you're self-employed, your systems are a hot mess or they're non-existent, you don't know where to start, this is what I use. I hope this was helpful to you. I would start with ClickUp. To be honest, if I had to choose all of these things, where do I start? ClickUp, because it has a lot of the other options within it. I would do ClickUp and Claude. So yeah, y'all, that's the pod. Let me know what tools you use, and we will link out to everything that we can in the description. Have a wonderful day and stay fly, y'all. And that's a wrap on another episode of Cash Content and Chaos. I am Katherine Studley. If you got something out of today, share it, follow the show, leave a review. If you need help with your taxes or bookkeeping, you can find me as well. Everything is linked in the show notes. I will see you next time. Stay sexy.